why would someone choose not to be assertive? Let's explore that just for a
Right.
bit. Is it that the fear of the conversation, the assertive conversation with Joe, outweighs the discomfort or the toxicity that or the emotion that
Right.
people are feeling with the
Right.
behavior?
Exactly.
Is that the weighing that happens that, and you hear the expression, "I can't take it anymore."
Right.
You know, the tipping point. Okay, I'm going to do something about this. I'm either going to complain to my manager or I'm going to have that conversation with Joe. And
Right. And what normally happens, unfortunately, is people stuff their emotions, try to ignore it, thinking it'll go away.
Right.
And then when they reach that tipping point, it explodes.
Exactly. And then they
Right.
become aggressive.
And in order to justify their extreme anger, they will go into the labeling.
Exactly.
You know, well, of course I had to blow up. I've had it. You've been hearing me complain for 4 months. Look at all of the reasons
Exactly.
why my now toxic behavior is rationalized and okay.
So we become a toxic person ourselves. We
Right.
become a difficult employee because we're blaming and
Right.
dodging. We're
Right.
dodging responsibility and blaming it back on Joe.
Right.
So we're reinforcing, as you said, that dynamic. Very interesting. You have 4 steps that you recommend on having that assertive conversation.
Right.
Share with us the steps.
Sure, you bet. So they basically run like this.
Mm-hmm.
You want to state your intention. Well, first of all, everything I'm talking about here is at that choice point.
Okay.
You decide to give feedback and engage in a non-defensive,
Right.
provoking conversation with Joe, in this
Okay.
case. So you state your intention.
Mm-hmm.
You state objective facts. You state the impact that person's behavior is having on you.
Okay.
And you make a request. You
Okay.
ask for the person to do a different behavior.
Okay.
So that seems like a simple set of things to do.
Mhm.
It is so difficult for all of us, myself included, to do that.
Mhm.
Because to do that, there is an air of vulnerability.
Right.
If I'm not being aggressive and saying, see, if I come to Joe and say, I'm tired of your bullying activities around here,
Mhm.
well, how is Joe supposed to react to that?
Exactly.
That's in a way that's going to provoke more defensiveness on Joe's part.
Okay.
So if it goes something like this, Joe, there's something I've been wanting to talk to you about, and you may have no knowledge that it's affecting me this way, but when you raise your voice, it really makes me feel uncomfortable inside.
Mhm.
And the other day when you slammed the report down on the table and you raised your voice, I was upset. And I would just ask you if, when we're having conversations, even when you're criticizing my work, I'm
Okay.
open to that, but I would like it if you didn't yell.
Good.
Now, I don't know how
Excellent.
long that took, 15 seconds or
Right,
something
exactly,
like that.
exactly. And let's pretend I'm a
Yes.
gossiper.
Yes.
Let's pretend that you and I work together.
Okay.
And I'm
You and
a
I
real-
have worked together.
Do I gossip, Steve?
We'll talk about that after the show.
right.
I can't do that
Let's
on
do
the
it.
air.
Well, let's do it live right now. Let's say that that you perceive me
Right.
as gossiping. More specifically, you perceive me as saying bad things about you to other colleagues behind your back.
So
Okay.
I have somehow gotten news that you've been saying things in
Right.
the workplace about me.
Exactly.
I'm going to assume these are negative things.
Yes.
that you're saying. Okay.
right.
All right.
Right. So how would you approach me in that situation?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So let me give you an example of how
Okay.
I might say it, and then we'll go back and see how it applies with the 4 steps.
Okay.
And So, Brian, do you have a minute?
Sure.
There's something I want to talk to you
Mhm.
about. I
Okay.
want to check something out because I've heard some stuff, and it's affecting me, and I want to talk to you
okay.
about it. I have heard from several other people that you have been criticizing the reports that come out of my office. That my staff, you say that the words I've heard is that they're garbage and that they're always late. So I wanted to check with you and see, first of all, is that the sort of language you've been
I
using?
don't think I use those words, but I was concerned about the reports being late.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
if
to tell you
you-
the truth, I was concerned, Steve, that the reports were late.
Are some of my staff giving you late reports?
Yeah, it happened a couple times.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want us to be able to address that because
Okay,
that's something I
okay.
don't want my staff doing. But when I heard about it from other people, it had an effect on me,
Oh.
which was to feel like my work was not being respected and that you couldn't come to me.
Okay.
Is there anything I'm doing that is making it so that you can't bring these complaints to me directly?
Well, I tried calling once and didn't get an answer on your phone, so.
Well, I want to make a commitment that
Okay.
If you'll bring the complaints directly to me, that's what I would like for you to have. And
Okay.
I will address them very quickly.
Okay. Well, gee, I'm sorry, Steve, that you felt this way, and I can honor that commitment. And
Okay.
so, what's the best way of us getting in touch with each other in the future?
I'm usually by my phone, usually call.
Okay. Okay. So I will try more than once to
Okay.
call. Okay.
Now, that